What is up, YouTube? What is up, Raider Nation? This is Wi-Fi Willie, man. I'm going to talk to you guys about our guy Nicholas Morrow, linebacker, who is returning from the injured reserve list. He's going to make his premiere of the season, right? He's expected to be on the 53-man roster this week. Gus Bradley just said we're going to take a look at him in practice, see how well he does. And this guy wants to get on the field. Trust me. Vincent Bosignor of the Las Vegas Review-Journal was just talking about how Nicholas Morrow, this linebacker, really wants to get on the field because he's on a one-year prove-it deal. So not only does he want to get on the field to help the Raiders, but also to make a name for himself just in case he has to test free agency in this upcoming off season. So he is going to be fighting to get into this playoff match. And he was hyped, man. And I want to show you this clip from John Gruden back in the offseason, just this year, right before preseason. Gruden was hyping up Nicholas Morrow, and he had a lot of positive things to say about him. And I want you guys to hear this just so we have some context of how valuable Nicholas Morrow was going to be for this team before he got injured. I mean, really, just in case anybody's forgotten. So let's just check this out.
He's one of my I guess he might be one of my favorite players. This is his time. You know, if you know anything about Morrow, you have to tell me where he went to college and where exactly that is. He comes from a very obscure background. If you watched him play college football, he was returning kickoffs. He was playing all over the place. He comes to the Raiders. He makes it as a rookie. He finds a way to get on the field. And now he's got a chance, I think, to be a captain for us. I think he's got a chance to be a difference maker for us in the middle of our defense. But time will tell. We got a long way to go, but I really like him. He's had a great spring, and I think he's on the rise. I think his time is right now.
Yeah, and isn't that great praise to hear? I think his time is now. He's on the rise. He was saying he could be a captain for us. Think about that, a captain. Who are the captains on our team? Alec Ingold on IR right now, but Derek Carr, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby, Unique Ngakoue. That's high praise to call someone a captain on this team. There's not a lot of people who have had that. And I know Gruden's a former coach and stuff, but this is still the same staff and his staff. So I just wanted to show this to show how much faith in the building there was for Nicholas Morrow. So I know he wants to get back on the field. Vincent Bosignor from Las Vegas Review-Journal, like I said earlier, was saying how it's in his best personal interest to get on the field as much as possible. Denzel Perryman has filled in nicely at the middle linebacker position. He's having a Pro Bowl year. Divine Diablo has become more involved and played instead of Corey Littleton lately. And so that leaves open only really one spot, right? The spot that KJ Wright is currently playing for the Raiders. And I'm not sure if Nicholas Morrow is going to play in that Sam linebacker position. We know he's a versatile linebacker, but he did play in the Mike linebacker position prior to getting injured before we made the trade for Denzel Perryman. Maybe we'll see him appear in the nickel. Who knows? Perryman obviously is going to need to have some rest. This guy has been playing a crazy amount of snaps for the Raiders so far this year. I think in total almost 1,000, right? He's been the linebacker most of the time. But he's a Pro Bowl linebacker, so you also don't really want to take him off the field at all. But either way, I'm excited to see what happens because in the playoffs especially, the more the merrier, right? The more talent we have, the more we can win a game, right? We won't really fear taking somebody like Perryman out on a critical down if he's tired, if he's banged up or something, when you have someone there like Nicholas Morrow. And just like Gruden was saying, he has an obscure background similar to Diablo, former safety, transition to linebacker. And we need that speed at linebacker. That's something that you just can't coach. That someone like KJ Wright, despite being a really good, talented veteran, doesn't have the same speed as someone like Nicholas Morrow. So hopefully Morrow is at 100%. And here's the thing. Some people are like, oh, why let Nicholas Morrow come in and play? He's not going to be in sync. He hasn't played any snaps. Wouldn't you just want to let the guys who have the snaps as of late play the linebacker position? I mean, first of all, the staff must have a lot of faith in him because they let go of Will Compton. And I feel bad for Will Compton because the staff kind of keeps jerking him around. 1 minute he's released, 1 minute he's signed to the practice squad, active roster. But hey, I guess that's a life of a on-the-bubble NFL player, even for somebody as popular as Will Compton, right? He has the Bussin' with the Boys podcast and stuff like that. But Nicholas Morrow, you could say, oh, he's out of sync. He hasn't had reps as of late. He is still at the practice facility all the time. Like, just because a player is on IR, they're not completely away from the team. And that's something that even I forget sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, oh, where the hell is Richie Incognito? And then I'll look at Marcus Mariota's Instagram story after the game and see that Richie Incognito is there on the sidelines. He's high-fiving people. And just because the broadcast on television doesn't show these people, just because they're not highlighted in the media because they're not on the active roster, that doesn't mean they're not there at the facility all the time training, trying to get better and studying. And you saw Coach Gus Bradley say this about Nicholas Morrow. He says he's always studying and he really wants to get out there. He's been working his ass off to try to get back from injury. So he's going to be familiar with the playbook. He's not going to be confused out there if he is there. The only thing we have to wonder is he physically ready? So, I mean, I was hyped on him going into the year. Obviously, John Gruden was hyped on him going into the year. So we'll see what he can do. Let me know what you guys think. You guys think Nicholas Morrow is going to get some snaps in this upcoming game? Do you think he has a chance to start? If we march through these playoffs, does he have a chance to get more involved? And would you like to see him play? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear what you say. My name is Wi-Fi Willie. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like it if you watched it all the way through. And remember, subscribe to this channel to get more videos like this. Peace out and have a good one.